All right, guys, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this, all right? Because so PlayStation just bought, or should I say, Jim Ryan just bought Bungie, the creators of Halo, and who now only work on Destiny for about $3 billion. All right, and what does it tell me? Okay, and I'm gonna tell you things that other people on YouTube aren't saying. All right, because what does this tell me is that Jim Ryan got butt hurt. Okay, that's what it tells me. Jim Ryan got butt hurt because Crash Bandicoot, of course, Call of Duty and everything else, and on top of that, the mascot, the former mascot that they didn't care about for years. Instead of didn't they buy the rights to Crash Bandicoot years ago? I have no idea. This should have been a first party exclusive. This was their mascot. Now they don't have anything other than Uncharted and stuff, but not like a mascot, like an animal, So Jim Ryan got butthurt and decided to enter the acquisition war. How I will call it here, the acquisition war. And if you really want to try the acquisition war against Microsoft, your only argument before, and the only argument of Sony fanboys, was that Microsoft was becoming a monopoly. And I really need to talk to you guys about this, because to me this is absolutely preposterous. And it's not because I'm a fanboy. I'm going to explain you. It's preposterous to declare Microsoft a monopoly. They're the third manufacturer right now, behind Sony and behind Tencent. Tencent. Okay, so in front you have two competitors that are one Japanese and the other Chinese. Okay, and you're trying to go against them. Why does the US government is the only government on planet Earth that wants to do something against monopoly to its own companies? Because do you think China is going to say, oh, Tencent, hey, you can do this, Tencent, you're going to have a monopoly on the market? Do you really think if Tencent wins this, that they're going to have any sort of empathy for the rest of the world? Do you think they have any empathy for the fact that they have all the manufacturing now? Everything we buy is made in China. Do you think they have empathy? Do you think they're going to say, oh no, we're a monopoly, we have to stop doing that, we have to be nicer to other countries? Even the Japanese, I love the Japanese people, I love Japan, I love Japanese games. It's an amazing country. I dream of visiting Japan one day. But do you think the Japanese, who are smarter, in my opinion, do you think they're going to say, oh no, Nintendo or Sony, no, you're getting a monopoly now, you should stop? Do you think that they're ever going to do that? No. The only time that it would make some sense to think like that is that when you have only two manufacturers, one of them is eating the other, and the two are American. And I'm not telling you guys, oh, you have to buy American, don't buy anything from another country. No, it's fine. I buy stuff from all over the world all the time. This is not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying that your government going against its own country, declaring its own company as a monopoly, is shooting itself in the foot. If the consumers want to buy Japanese, that's fine. If the consumers want to buy American, that's fine. And yeah, if you have only one company in the world that makes one thing, and then company is American, well, in a way you want the market. It's good for your economy. But then it's not as good for the consumers because there's no competition. So I understand that it's good to go above and beyond and say, oh, this is a monopoly, this is antitrust. Let's do something about this, right? In that case, I agree with. Like if Microsoft, for sure, if it was the only company in the world making computers, like it might have become in the 90s, and there's zero competitor, yeah, for the consumer, it's probably gonna suck because you're gonna have to pay more for your stuff. And the company is gonna be full of itself. And like Microsoft was in the beginning of the Xbox One, they thought they were fine, they didn't care about the consumers. A little bit like Sony is doing now. They thought after the PS4 they're fine, and for the PS5 they're like, we don't give a damn. Everybody's gonna buy a PS5 anyway, so we do what we want. No backwards compatibility. They don't like it. Oh well, they'll still buy the PS5, right? So, guys, those monopoly arguments, I'm sick of hearing them. Like, you're the United States, and you want to shoot yourself in the foot like this, and you're not even anywhere close to dominating the market. And then even if Microsoft gets higher, don't you think that if Sony goes down, don't you think an Apple or Amazon, who've been trying to go into gaming with Luna and Stadia, don't you think that they would want to buy Sony when they go down? Don't you think they would want to buy Sony? Of course they would. And then Microsoft would be facing somebody who's even bigger. And I think that Phil Spencer is thinking of that right now already, playing a little bit of 5D chess. And even if he's not, I think it's already crossed his mind that if Sony goes down the toilet, maybe he's going to be facing Tencent and then Google or Meta or Amazon. And then it's not going to be a joke because these companies are going to buy EA, Take-Two, and all of that. And you're going to only have giant entities facing one another. You know? They're nowhere right now being a monopoly. This thing is nowhere near done. And then on top of that, you have Tencent, who has the majority now, I think, with Epic Games, who has Fortnite and their store and all that. They have all the mobile games, and we never talk about them, but they bring the most money. And then they might buy studios too. They might make their own console next year. They're so powerful. They're so wealthy. They can enter the console market any day, or just do cloud gaming maybe. Tencent is coming. It's coming for everything. They're also coming for the cinema. You know, Tencent is coming for everything. It's a big Chinese tech company. Like, and you guys, I'm not you guys watching me, but the Sony fanboys and the U.S. government, they want to say, Microsoft, now you're getting too good now. Maybe we'll go do some antitrust against you and shoot ourselves in the foot because we don't want to hurt the Japanese and the Chinese companies who are in front of you right now. This is guys. Are we in La La Land? Are we in La La Land? I'm like, tell me please in the comments. I hope a lot of you guys will watch this, and please tell me in the comments down below or on Twitter. Tell me what you think of this, because to me it is absolutely ridiculous, and I can't. And now on top of that, Sony lost their own argument because they're just doing the exact same as Microsoft is doing, buying studios. And okay, the acquisition are less big, but they're still in front. And the revenue, even with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft side, they're in front. Now, probably Microsoft is going to take over next year because a lot of people are going to, especially in Europe, from what I'm reading, in France, for example, a lot of people are now migrating to Xbox because they will have Call of Duty on Game Pass and then maybe exclusive later down the road. So everybody, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people are migrating. So my guess would be that somewhere next year, Microsoft will be above Sony. But by a small margin at first, and then when Call of Duty will be exclusive, maybe by a bigger margin. But then it's still not a monopoly. What? You have Sony, and you have also Nintendo that I didn't talk about, and Tencent. How what? Guys, I'm not telling you to buy American, but this should be for the American economy, celebrated that there is one American company that does well. And again, I'm not saying if you buy Japanese, it's bad, you have to buy American. I'm not saying this. But I'm saying for the American economy, it is good that Xbox is doing something. Why do an antitrust on them when they're not even anywhere near being the first, and they're facing foreign companies, foreign entities? So guys, again, I'm just rambling at this point, but anyway, let me know if I'm crazy or if I get a point here. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk today after this acquisition. And I hope you guys enjoy your evening. I'm sure that the year just started. We're still in January, so I'm sure Still a lot more to come. Personally, I hope Xbox by Sega. That would be awesome. A foot in Japan, and I know that they would take care of my hedgehog that I love so much. Yeah, fingers crossed. So again, good evening, and I talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.